Well, hello everyone. Hi Tim. How are
Can
you?
you can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I hear you now.
Yay.
Hey, okay, everybody. Let me go to the chat and welcome everybody in, Tim, and then we'll get this show started. Just a second. Wow, you looking good, Tim. I haven't seen you in person in a while.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me go to the chat here. Well, hello everybody. How y'all doing? I think I'm going to let's see which one I want to move it to. There we go. Oh, there's Taco. Is that Taco or Paco?
That's Maddie. Taco passed 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Which one is that? What's his name? Her name or his?
Maddie.
Oh, Maddie. Okay,
Yeah.
let me go to the chat, Tim. Just a
All
second.
right.
I'm always so glad to see you. All right, now in the chat, welcome everybody to Boss Life Online. I am Geo, and I always say that this channel is about income, blogs, and much more. Boss up motivation. Now, this channel may not be for everybody, but it is for somebody. Okay, now we have Living Your Best Life, Marlene in the chat. We have Rochelle in the chat, Beverly Black in the chat, and LSP Productions in the chat. And did I say Rochelle? Rochelle in the chat. Okay, everybody, I want you guys to meet my business partner. I met Tim back in 2011, and I had no idea who he was, or all I know that he owned this site, and I had made up my mind I was going to be number one on the site, and that's exactly what I did. And after that, I'll let Tim explain to you guys how we met and how we became business partners. And then I have a few questions for you, Tim, and I want you to tell everybody what you're doing now since we met back in 2011. Now, like I said, y'all heard me talk about Tim a lot on YouTube because he not only is he my business partner online, but he is my friend, and he's
Oh.
always had my back. Okay,
Oh.
I can
Yeah.
call Tim in tears or whatever, and Tim will be there for me, and he can do the same for me, and I do the same for him. So we are very good friends, and I just thank God that he's in my life.
Oh.
All right now. So that is, and he has a great personality and he's single too, guys. Okay. And you know I had to throw that in there, Tim.
Well, I'm taken now, so sorry.
Oh, you take it? Well, it's
Yes.
about time.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
all right now. Let me go ahead and Tim, what I want you to do is introduce yourself and all that you are doing right now, shortly, briefly. And then I'm going to ask you to tell everybody how we met. So introduce yourself.
My name is Tim. Online in all my papers, I go by TimothyLDrobnickSr. Just because it's probably the only name in the world exactly like that. And it's good for search engines if anybody searches that way. All right, you said you want me to tell you what I'm doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, what are you into right now? I know that we still have our business,
Oh,
but
gotcha,
I
gotcha.
want you to know what you do right now as for a
Well,
living offline.
okay, well, let's see. 5 years ago, as of last January, I started a tax preparation company because I had just finished raising my children. If you back up to 1994, I sold a gigantic company I had so I could stay home and raise my children because I didn't want them in the daycare being raised. Not that I'm accusing people that have to do that as being a bad thing, because some people don't have a choice, but I had a choice. And I raised all my kids, and then 2015, I said, they're done being raised, I'm getting out of the house. So I opened up a tax preparation business in a shopping center, and I said it would take me 5 years to get to the point where I had every single time slot for the tax season filled. Last January is 5 years, and I did. I've had every single time slot filled this year. So I was right on target what I said I'd do there. And then that keeps me mostly busy January through April. Then the rest of the year, I write novels.
Great.
And we'll see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay, now you can tell everybody how we met online.
Well, let's see. So 2011, I had already had an internet company. So when I stayed home to raise my kids, I had to make money. So in 1995, after being home for a year, running out of money, and also I was going nuts. I mean, it went from captain of industry to Mr. Mom. And so I started an internet company in 1995. So while the kids were in bed or at school or whenever I could, I'd work on that. And I built that. So from 1995 up through, well, I think up until 2008, we did about $300,000 a year in sales. So even though it wasn't near as big as the company I'd built offline before, it was more than enough for me to stay home in a really nice house, raise all my children, which was 7, and I pretty much did it by myself, and take them on nice vacations. I mean, I took them everywhere, and I had lots of fun with them. Every afternoon, I did something with them. So it was a long period at home, but it was worth it to me. And during that time in 2011, we started a website called womvegas.com. And that name mostly came from my very, very best friend, Phil Stout, who I have known 35 years, but he passed just a couple weeks ago. But, and after we got that started, Georgetta showed up. And she asked what it was, and I explained to her. I said, here's how you can make money with it. And I'm not into things that are like scammy or games or stuff like that. I try to do something where people can actually work and make money with it. Because I did do that for most of my time on the internet, helping other people make money. So Georgetta says, I can do this. And she went to it. And one of the things that you had to do, like I said, this wasn't something everybody wanted to do, is like, all right, you have to pick up the phone and call people. Well, most people get in the internet. All they want to do is push a button and wait for the money to come in. Well, that's great if you can figure one out to do that. Usually those are illegal, but nowadays I probably have a better chance of it. Back then, there was no way. And Georgetta, I remember she called me one time, or I called her. I can't remember. We were talking anyway, and I said, you got to get on the phone, Georgetta. You got to call us. She says, I am scared to death. I said, what are they going to do? They can't hit you. They're over the telephone. And so she sat down and she did it. She called some of the leads I'd given her. And like that first day, she sold like $700 worth of product. And she was on fire after that. And we either you made sold $700 of the product or you made $700. I can't remember. You had a really good day. I remember that. And after that, she says, I don't care what people say. I'm going to do my thing. And, she was all that in a bag of chips, like she always says. So eventually she was my top salesperson. And eventually I said, I just want to make you my partner because she was so reliable. She had been around for years. She always did what she said she was going to do. That's an extremely rare trait. I've had thousands of people work with me or for me. I mean, literally many, many thousands, tens of thousands. And out of all that, there's only a handful that have done what Georgetta has done, where she says, I'm going to do this, and she does it. And she has a good attitude, even on days or bad days. We all cry sometimes, and that's okay. We can do that. But then she gets back up, and she keeps going. She says, I'm going to do this, and she does it. And I knew when she started this channel, she's going to do really well because everybody loves Georgetta. I mean, how can you not? She has a great smile. She has a great voice. She's gorgeous, Everybody just loves being around her. Plus, she's smart, and she's ambitious. She comes up with things she knows people wants to see. So what else do you want me to tell them, Georgetta? I can't hear you. Are you talking? Could you hear me? I can't hear you. Let's see what's going on here.
Okay, I had myself on mute. I'm so sorry, guys. I was
Oh,
listening to that good introduction Tim gave me, and it made me think back to my one Vegas days, and when we went to Vegas, our red carpet party. Remember all of that, Tim?
yeah, it was a
And
lot of fun, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, it
We
was
had people coming in
amazing.
from all over the world. We had people coming in from England and Australia. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing, guys. I mean, I wouldn't, just from being coming from, country girl like Geo, like I always tell y'all, to coming online, meeting Tim Drobnick, I would have had no idea, no thought that he would ask me to be his partner. But that has been one of the biggest things in my life, Tim, and I want to thank you so much for that.
You're
Really.
very welcome. My pleasure.
Yes.
My life
Okay.
is a lot better because I met you.
Yeah, mine because I met you. Amen, 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 as Beverly Black says. All right, now let's move on. I want to go back to the chat and welcome in Be Amazing Sylvia. She's another great friend of mine, Tim. And let's see who else may have came in. I think Jaden was here. Donnery Love is here as well. All right, now let's move on to the next question. Um, Okay, now I do want to want you to tell everybody about City Penny Saver because that is one of our online sites that we own, plus Tim and Geo, that's two, and Profit Banners. But I really want to talk about City Penny Saver and how we got that started together.
Well,
Tim,
Georgetta took her big old club. Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Georgetta took her club and her whip, and she made me do it. It's her idea. Well, here's what she did. She says, we need to do something new. I said, no, I don't want to do anything new. She says, you have to, Tim. You must. I said, Georgette, I really don't want to. So she says, well, come up with something. She told me what she said. We have to do something. I forget exactly what she said. I said, fine, I'll come up with something. So I sat down and I remembered back to the days when everybody wanted to have their own penny saver app. And there was like franchises where you would print out these little newspapers, you go deliver them everywhere, it's like everybody wanted one of those. I thought, I bet it'd be the same thing on the internet. So I told Georgette, I said, we start City Penny Saver, and we'll sell like the franchises. They do it offline. We'll do it online. We'll sell franchises online for each city. Of course, they're not actually franchises. They're just you buy a city website, and that is your city website, and nobody else can have that one. So it did really good. Um, I don't remember how much we made, but I remember the first.
We made a ton of money that first year.
Yeah, we made more than most people make. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Right.
So, but it
Yeah.
was fun, and it's still kicking butt. It's still like it rates really high on the internet of all websites in the world. I think it's in the top. I'm pretty sure if I take a look right now, there's got more traffic than 99.9% of all websites in the world. So it's still
Right.
kicking along real good.
Yeah. And then we decided to open up a site called Tim and Geo. It's Tim, TIMN, the letter N, Geo.com, where it's just a social media site and things like that. So now I just wanted them to know that we do own sites together, right?
That's right.
All right. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, I want to get into what you do for a living today. Let's talk about your books and how well they are doing. Tim is an author. I mean, I didn't know all of this stuff. The man can do darn near anything he wants to do. Okay. He's just so gifted. So tell everybody about your books and where you have them at and where they can get your books.
Well, I've written a lot of small books on business. And hey, how are you? Sorry, I got to come inside and get the air conditioning a little bit. I've written a lot of books on small business and on taxes. And then when I turned 60, which was 2 years ago, I decided to start writing novels also. So it took me a year and a half to write the first one. And I got it. I do self-publishing, so it's on the internet, and it's extremely well. It's got great reviews and lots of readers. And you can see it if you go to Amazon. It's called Rescued by Ghosts. So this is a series I'm writing of memoirs. And it'll be like a 7-book series of memoirs, but I've written it like fiction. It's fun to read. It's not boring. It's very fun to read. And so I've finished that one. I finished the second book. So there's 2 of them out now. The second book is called Deceit in Denver of the series. And then I'm working on the third one. Then I've also done an outline for a fiction series. It'll be 7 books. So it'll be, that one will be a lot of fun. I'm not going to let anybody know what it is, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's some Easter eggs in my memoir books that people, see, here's an insight thing. I don't tell people this. Inside my memoir books, there's Easter eggs that you'll discover when you start reading the fiction series. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they sell real well on the internet and on Amazon. I think yesterday I noticed it's bestseller in one categories, but both books have been bestsellers in several different categories many, many times since they've been published. So I'm very happy for that. I'm glad people like the books.
Well, that's good. Now we're going to talk about something different. Okay. I know that Tim is a great singer and he does karaoke. So tell everybody about how you got into karaoke and what are some of the songs that you like to sing the best?
Well, I like Sinatra and Elvis. Elvis is my favorite. And I like Willie Nelson. I like to play the harmonica some with some of the songs. How did I get into it? It's kind of a sad story. I don't know if they want to hear that.
No, we don't want to hear the sad story, Tim. Just tell them where you go. You have a karaoke group in Facebook.
Yes, I do.
And you always are putting people up that you go live on that channel and on that group in Facebook. So tell them what is your favorite song, and it's by Elvis. I know it.
My favorite song is probably My Way, the Elvis version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can really sing that, guys. He really can. I'm not going to ask him to sing right now. I should.
No, you're not.
I should put Tim on the spot and cry. If I cry, he'll sing it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for women crying. I do almost stupidest things because a woman cries. Like, okay.
I'm not gonna cry. Okay.
Thank you.
All right now. Okay, now we're gonna move into something different. Okay. What are some of your daily habits? And what I mean by that is entrepreneurs maintain habits in their personal and professional lives that help contribute to their success. So what are some of your habits that you do every day that contributes to your tax business success, your book success, your karaoke success, any success, or even online success, as we are very successful in that?
I get up every day at 7 a.m. and I clean up, I take my little doggy out for a walk, and I come back and I work on my book until, so during tax season, I work on the book until 9:15, and then I come and open up my office at 10. So during tax season, that's middle of January to middle of April, usually. The last couple of years, they extended that. Then I'm here at my office till 9 o'clock at night, Monday through Thursday. That's for appointments. And then Friday is my catch up. So I still am doing taxes in my office, but I reward myself. If I can get caught up on everything, I get to leave early. And then Saturday, and I'm only here 9 to 5. I always take Sundays off, always. So I don't care how desperate somebody is. I'll answer the phone Sundays and I'll talk to people, but I'm not coming in my office because I enjoy what I do. So one reason I've done really well with my tax business is because I really like it. And people, when they call me, it's like fun for me to talk about taxes. Yes, I'm a nerd. So that's what I do when it's during tax season. When it's not tax season, I still get up at 7 o'clock every day, take my doggy out for a walk, and then I work on my book. And then I end up, I go out and I try to get some exercise in. Then I come back and sit and work on my book. I like to sit, unless it's too hot, like it is today, I sit on my porch as much as I can. I've got hummingbird feeders out there, so I like to watch hummingbirds come up, and I write on my book sitting on the porch. And if it's a nice day and I'm up there, I'll have a really good cigar because I have a really nice humidor with lots of really good cigars. And but I like to sit out there, and I love looking at the sky while I'm writing. And my little doggy sits right next to me the whole time. So I probably work 8 to 10 hours a day writing my books when it's not tax season, but I don't think of it as work. It's fun. I've lived my entire life doing what I love to do. If I get to a point where I don't like to do something, I'm gonna get out of it and change my life. Because you want to have a really great life, do what you love to do and make a living at doing what you love to do, if possible. So
Right. That's
that's
right.
pretty
Um,
that's pretty
and
much my
you
routine.
Right. And if you're working for yourself, you have to have some kind of schedule that you do things. Like when I do the same thing. I get up at a certain time, I do this at a certain time, that at a certain time, and that is what I do. And that is how I make money. I'm persistent and consistent with what I'm going to do each day. Now, I want to ask you this question, Tim. What do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
That's a good question. I love being able to do what I want to do when I want to do. That's probably what I love most.
That's the
That's
same
probably
thing
it.
for me. Yeah,
And
yeah,
and then
I
the right underneath that, I get to choose who I work with. If my clients are all my bosses, but I get to fire them if I don't like them. So, which is very, very rare. I mean, most of them are really great people. And I always try to make them laugh when they come in. We have a good time, and they send their friends in to me. So mostly, and that's never a problem. But there's a couple times I said, I have my own business because I can choose who I work with, and I choose not to work with you. So
right.
it doesn't happen. But it's my choice. It doesn't happen very often. But so the number
Yeah,
one thing is I can do what I want when I want, and the number two thing is I get to work with who I want.
right. All right. So that is the same thing for me. I get to, and what I do is what I love. So it's not like work for me. It's like fun because I'll tell people, oh, I'm working. Sometimes I'll get up at 7 and I won't quit working till 1 o'clock in the morning because it's not like work to me. It's like
Mm-mm.
something I really like to do. And that is why I make money at it
Yeah,
because
that's right.
it's something that I really like to do. Okay, next question. What do you find most challenging about being an entrepreneur?
What do I find challenging? Is that what you said?
Yeah, about being an entrepreneur.
Uh, well, in my younger years, it was challenging to overcome the fear of no working without a net.
Yeah,
Because if you fail, you fail. But over the years, as I've learned, I no longer have those fears. I don't. If I decide I'm gonna do something, I do it. And if it fails, so what? I just do something different. Or I keep changing things until I make it work. So, so that was my answer. That's the answer to that question in my younger years. I don't know if I have challenges now. I mean, there are, let me think. Honestly, I've been an entrepreneur so long in my life at this point, I got it down. So I just do what
I
I want to
know.
do.
Yeah, after a while, you've been in the game for so long, you just know how not to fail.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
you also know if you do fail, it's no big deal. You just get up and start again. So,
Yes, you just get back up and start something new because we did that for a while,
mhm.
Tim, until we got
Yeah.
City Penny Saver, which I told you was gonna work, right?
Hmm.
I'm still on
Smarty.
him about that one. He
Yeah.
gave me,
Smarty.
guys, he gave me such a hard time about now. I don't want to do it. But who won, Tim? Tim, Geo? All right, now I'm not gonna.
You're a smarty. Yeah, you're a smarty.
Okay, okay. All right. Next question. Uh, what I want you to tell everybody in the room what makes an entrepreneur successful.
Mm. Several things. Persistence is one of the most important because, right, if you're trying to get an engine started, you can't really get, once you get it started, you still need to get it tuned up. You can't get it tuned up unless you keep the darn thing running. That's when you get it tuned up. Although it's not completely true with computers anymore. So again, I'm talking younger years. So you have to have persistence so you can keep trying and finding out what's working and what's not working. I mean, it's just important to find out what doesn't work is what does work. So persistence is the number one thing, or one of the number one things. You also have to have, uh, you kind of have to believe that, hey, I can do all these things. Most people think entrepreneurs are crazy. It's like, why are you even trying to do that? Well, I think I could do it. You're nuts. And then a lot of times entrepreneurs do it. So you you need to believe that you can do something crazy that most people think is crazy. You won't think it's crazy. You need to have persistence. You need to be able to work with others because you're going to need people to help you. You can't be a jerk. Eh, that's not necessarily true. Look at Elon Musk. He's great and a jerk. Um, but it does help if you have friends to help you. And co-workers, not necessarily co-workers, but people that it's going to be hard to do any kind of business in a vacuum. You're going to need cooperation from other people, even if they're not employees or whatever. So you need to learn how to be cooperative. So let's see, persistence, a can-do attitude, um, and being able to cooperate with other people to get your plan to come together. And you have to have a plan, and you have to be willing to change the plan. The plan's not going to work perfect as soon as you start it, so you have to keep changing it as you go. So I think if you do that, pretty much you can do anything.
Yeah. And that's what I say all the time. Get a plan, tweak it, fix it, take that out, throw this in, and you just keep going, but you never uh give up. And that's one thing I like what you said, Tim. You have to believe you can do it. You have
Well,
to
and
believe.
sometimes things you believe in don't work. So you go, well, I
Right,
was wrong. So sometimes you're just wrong.
right.
But
And
so
then
what?
you
So you
just
try again. So
right, throw something else in there and start over, make a new
yeah,
plan, you know.
tweak
But
it or
like
make a new plan, right?
right. But the thing that I got the most from Tim was believing in Geo. Okay. When he told me that what they gonna do? Come through the phone and bite you? What they gonna do? They can't do
Yeah,
anything but say no. And I said,
yeah.
what? That is true. So I had told Tim I had been calling people, but I hadn't been calling nobody.
You big liar.
Tim, I hadn't been calling her, so you know the.
Yeah, I figured you hadn't,
And so, and then when he said that, I got on that phone and I made that first sale. That was it. That's all she wrote. That opened up the confidence, the real confidence with G.O. Ever since then, I'll do anything, try anything, and I'm not afraid. Because I worked with the best, and that was Mr. Timothy Drobnick. Okay, as you guys see him today, he's a wonderful guy, great personality, as you can see, and he's very, very smart, like your girl. Okay, so of course we two are going to work together very well. We collaborate a lot together, and Tim is all that, and 15 bags of chips.
Hey,
All
good
right,
tip.
Tim. All right, now we have a question in the chat. I think it was
Hmm.
from Charlene. Amazing. So how does he balance family and work and your time and me time, Tim?
All right. Well, I'll go back to when I was actually doing a lot of that because now it's not such a big deal. Um, So when I was staying at home and building my internet company and raising kids, I had to be very disciplined, very disciplined. So I got up in the morning, I had to take care of kids, get them into school. One of them wasn't even in school yet. And after I got them all in school, I would immediately get on my computer and do the work I had to do. Many times the school would call and I'd have to run to the school, which seemed to happen a lot. But if they didn't call, I just sit and worked until lunchtime. I had my little one, I had a play area for him right by my computer. And I made sure I didn't ignore him, so I'd work and then I'd play with him a little bit and I'd work and play with him a little bit. Once he got older in school, that got a little bit easier. And then I would always do something with my kids after school. So when I picked them up, we'd do something in the afternoon. Always something. Might have been an activity. We may have gone somewhere, play a game. I spent every afternoon with my kids. And sometimes they got to the point where they wanted to have friends over. And so while they had friends over, if they were entertaining themselves and they weren't getting in trouble, then I'd get on the computer and I'd do some work. And once they were all in bed at night, I got on the computer and I got some work. So I slept about 6 hours a night because I had to squeeze in as much as I could. So it was just very disciplined, and my family priority was number one. So business stood second to the side, but when I had a chance, I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't. I was focused on running my business when I had the time to do it. So that was the balance I had then. Today it's a lot easier because the kids are all grown. On occasion, they'll visit. Unfortunately, I got three of my sons right near me, and one of them actually I share an apartment with my youngest. That's the one I homeschool. Yeah, I got crazy. Of the seven I raised, the last one I decided to homeschool, all the way from kindergarten through high school. But so he lives with me. So now I pretty much got this is like my second life at this point. My kids are grown, so there's not a lot to balance with family. But if family calls, they need me, they're number one. I take care of them first, always number one. I hope that
Right.
answers your question.
Yeah. Well, for me, we work for ourselves, Tim. So family do come first with me as well. So if my family needs me, I am there. And it's not like I gotta go to work. I can't come. I can always rearrange my schedule to go to family events or whatever it is I want to do. Sometimes, and the best thing I like about working for myself is I can take a nap anytime I want to.
That is
Anytime.
great. And I do that too. I love that. It's like, oh, I need a nap. I go take a nap. It's great. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, I'd be like, oh, let me go and
It's good
take
for your
a
brain too. When you work with your
right.
brain hard, like when I'm writing books, my brain's working hard. So I'll get tired and I go, all right, I just go lay down for a nap. And when I get back up, I'm refreshed and go back to work. And I don't set an alarm clock either. I wake up when I wake up. So,
Right. Yeah. And so, Tim, is there okay? Let me go to the chat and ask the chat. Is there any more questions for Tim? Follow-up question, if I may. Okay, Charlene, go ahead and write your question. Is there any other? If you have questions for Tim, and for those that's coming in, this is Timothy L. Drobnick Sr. He is my business online partner, and he has an offline business. He does taxes, like for the IRS. He's very good at that. He makes a ton of money at that. Uh,
yeah,
and
I'm in
he's
my tax office right now, actually. I just moved to a new one. So I'm still getting it put together. I have a personal art collection, so I'm getting it hung up. This is the lobby.
oh,
Yeah,
you're
so
gonna
this,
show him your office?
yeah. So here's my door, which is open right now. There's my door.
Uh-oh, it went out. We lost Tim. He'll be back. Okay, so when Tim gets back, he will. I'll put him back on. But if there are any questions, please put them in the chat so when he comes back, I can make sure that we ask him all the questions. Looks like we got an extra 20 minutes to go. So there you go, guys. That's my business partner. He's a great guy. And Charlene's question is, did you struggle to focus your mind on one thing at a time while you are with family or thinking at work? Well, for me, let me just answer for me, Charlene. When I'm with my family, I'm with my family. Okay? Because and we have fun and we do the dances, all the stuff that you do with family. No, I don't be thinking about no work unless I am videoing the deal. Even that's fun and it don't feel like work because it's not like I'm gonna be videoing the whole family all night long. You know what I'm saying? It's just to catch it for the video. Okay, here's Tim. Hey Tim.
I guess I lost you. Sorry.
Yeah, when you start moving around. Anyway, well, we
Yeah.
do.
Well,
Well, wait a
go
minute.
ahead.
We do have a question for you
Yeah.
in the
All right. Go
chat.
ahead.
The question is, did you struggle to focus your mind on one thing at a time while you're with your family? Oh, example, like when you with your family or thinking, were you thinking of work? You know, when you were with your family, did you struggle to focus your mind
Hmm.
on family? I guess that's what she's asking. Or were you thinking
Uh,
work? Both sometimes?
Let me think. All right. So I was with the family. My mind, the way it works is, all right, I'll be focused on the family, but then if there's a lull, I'd probably be thinking about my business. But I'm probably different than a lot of people. I don't like my mind sitting still. I like it to keep moving. So if I'm out with my family and I'm having a good time with them, that's what I'm concentrating on. But like if we all sit down to eat or something, everybody's being quiet, I'm start thinking about my business. But then if they start talking, I stop and I go back to my family. It really wasn't too difficult for me. What was difficult for me on concentrating was concentrating on my business when my family was around because it took almost nothing from my family to distract me from my business because I was, I'd be working, somebody moved something like I'd stop and because I wanted to know what my family was doing. So that was really hard. That's why I had to do most of my programming at night after they were in bed. So that was the only time I struggled was trying to concentrate on my business while my family was around because they were my number one priority and my brain would go right to them. And so, but
Yeah. Well,
I
see,
had to
Tim,
compensate. Yeah, I had to compensate by working on things during the day that didn't require so much concentration, and to do most of my work like programming that needed concentrating at night when everybody else was asleep or whatever.
yeah, I
Does that answer the
understand that.
question?
Yeah, I think that answers her question. Let me
Okay.
go back to the chat and see who else. I think Purple Tube came in. Thank you so much for coming, Purple Tube. Charlene, thank you so much for coming and the questions that you are answering. Asking, is there anyone else that has a question for Tim? Okay. Um, so now, Tim, I want to ask you the final question and then we'll let you go.
Okay.
There's Panama City. Hey, Panama City. This is I'm interviewing my online partner in business. That's Tim Drobnick. That you see there. Now, this is the last question I have for you, Tim. How do you plan for your business future? Like growing and remaining competitive represents essential components of running a business. So, how do you plan uh, uh, to be competitive and stay in business for the future?
The answer is probably a little different for offline businesses than online businesses. Um, for offline, I have to, like with the tax business, I tested when I opened up the shop, I didn't know how to get clients yet. So I started testing all kinds of things. And when one thing worked, I started concentrating on that. And then when I figured out what was working, then I made my plan based around that because I didn't know how to make it work when I first started. So now what I figured out was I got in the beginning, I got 40% of my new clients from Facebook. So I developed a really large Facebook presence, which I have. And I still get about probably a good 30%. I have the exact numbers. I keep track of them every year. I probably get a good 30% of the people from Facebook that are new clients, and then another 30% are from referrals. And the Facebook is kind of referrals too, because on there, in the groups, when people say, who should we use for tax man? Like 30 people will tag my name. So I've pretty much taken over the social media for this particular area of the town I'm in. So when I figured that out, my plan was to make sure I stayed on social media. And then social media, the only one I use is Facebook. All right. I tried all the other ones. I couldn't get any use out of it. And I make sure everybody feels welcome when they come to my office. Every year I write down jokes and I try to figure out which ones work. So my goal is to get every client to laugh 5 times before they leave. And, so I'm kind of a comedian, but not a very good one. But at least I can figure out what makes them laugh. And and then I plan to make sure I kept track of where everybody came from so I can keep working on my marketing as we're going to concentrate my time on that. And what else I planned? I planned on growth. So I use a spreadsheet and I track my growth and I make predictions and I hit my predictions every year. And because of that, I knew what to do, where to concentrate on. Not just marketing. I had to concentrate on marketing. I had to make a plan on how to be efficient and handle all the businesses that we're going to have coming in. We have over 500 clients now.
Wow,
and I've got
that's
two
great.
people. I have 2 people that work for me, and they've been working with me for 5 years. And so they help me. So, and then I decided to plan, as the business grew, a lot of my people started moving. So I had to figure out a way to handle that. Like, how am I going to take care of the people that are leaving? So I came up with a way to do remote tax returns for my clients that left. And fortunately, I did that the year before COVID hit, because in COVID last year, 25% of my people decided to use the remote system. So that was kind of a lucky planning, but I knew I had to have something for people that weren't going to be coming into the office. So I'm glad I planned ahead for that. That's probably not a really good answer. Does that help though?
Yes, that's very helpful, Tim. Okay, the
All right.
ladies in the chat is saying, tell Tim he looks good. He doesn't look like he's 60.
Thank you.
19. That should answer that question that you always answer me. I told you that you were a good looking
Yeah.
guy. You had a
Thank
great
you.
personality. Okay, now,
Everybody thinks I'm
confirmation.
40 for some reason. Everybody thinks I'm 40.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
Everywhere I
know,
go, people, they think I'm 40. I said, no, no, no. I have to show my driver's license to prove otherwise. So,
you look really nice, Tim. You really do. Okay, now
thank
there
you.
is one other question in the chat. Okay, do
Mhm.
you have any tax tips or advice for a new company that they are so that they are organized? But before you answer that question, Tim, I want to ask you to do something first. Tell the people about your online uh, form request or what when you first started your tax business, and then you said, okay, Geo, I'm going to have this online form where people can contact me to do their tax. Oh, the online portal, that's what it's called. Remember?
Mhm.
And I want
Yeah,
you
I
to
have
tell
that.
people
That's why I use my
how.
remote customers as a portal.
Right. And so people in the chat, if they want you to do their taxes, they don't even have to come. If they live in another state, they can just send their documents through your online portal, right?
Yes, they can do that. What was the lady's question though about starting a
Okay,
business?
yeah,
What was
I'm gonna read that one again. I just
Okay.
wanted people to know that they can do that. So I'll just have that portal link down below after this live. All right.
Mm.
Do you have any tax tips or advice for a new company so that they will be more organized?
Yes, I do actually. What I have almost all of my small business clients do is I don't really have them worry about accounting or bookkeeping. I have them set up a checking account or credit card that is exclusively used for the business. And then try to run all your expenses through either the checking account with a debit card or your credit card. And then at the end of the year, you can download a spreadsheet from the bank and organize it very easily on Excel by categories. It'll save you a ton of time. And if you're all using one account for your business, you're also going to have a pretty good idea if you're making money or not during the year, because don't take money out for personal until you can, but make sure you make a note, like, oh, here's how much I took out for personal. So you know, all right, am I making a profit? As you get bigger, you might want to hire an accountant, and you might want to start doing regular books for P&Ls and stuff. But I'd say you really don't need to do that until you're well above $1 million a year in sales. The next thing you need to make sure you do is, as soon as you get past the point where you're making $10,000 in profit, that's where you're going to start be paying more self-employment tax than you need to pay. So at that point, you need to, if you don't have an LLC already, get an LLC, ask the IRS to have it taxed as an S Corp. Once they approve that, pay yourself as an employee of the profits, about a third of the profits as to yourself as an employee, and the rest you can take out and you don't have to pay any self-employment tax on it. That is probably one of the biggest effects I've seen on people that don't plan for that. Even people come from, a lot of times they come from other accountants, and they're some are making $100,000 a year profit, and they're paying the self-employment tax on the whole thing, which is $15,000. Well, they only had to pay $5,000. So I can save them $10,000 by doing that. So that's the two things you want to make sure you do. You don't need to become an S Corp. That's more complicated. You need an attorney for that. All you need to do is be taxed as an S Corp. So you start an LLC. There's a form you send to the IRS. Say, I want to be taxed as an S Corp. Once they approve it, then you'll start filing an S Corp tax return and talk about how I'm doing. It'll save you money on the self-employment tax. There are exceptions to everything, of course. So.
All right, thank you for that answer, Tim. I have another question, and this is from Panama City. Are you allowed to do taxes outside your state?
Oh yeah, I have clients all over the United States.
Yeah, and tell them how do you have those clients, because they send in their documents through that portal that you
yeah, well, I give them a portal, and if they have their tax documents that year on pardon me? Oh, okay. All right, I will. If they have their documents on PDF, they can just upload them to the portal. The portal is secure. It's managed by my software company, Drake, that I use for professional tax returns, and it's IRS inspected. Everything's encrypted. If you don't have it on a PDF, then all you have to do is log into the portal with your cell phone. You click on upload, and then there'll be a button to take pictures. So you just take pictures of your papers, and that goes into the portal. From there, I can do everything and then I call you, and I put a PDF in the portal for you. I call you, you can download it, look at it as I review it with you. And then when you're ready, I can send you a link to do an e-signature. So yeah, the reason I started that was I had local clients that would move. They said, there's some way you could still do our taxes because we're leaving. That's why I said, well, I'll figure out how to do it. So I do have clients all over the country.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's the answer to that question, Panama. He has clients everywhere because of his online portal. Now, we're going to bring this interview to a close because I know Tim, did they fix your air conditioning in there?
No, that's why I'm over here today. They're working on it. So.
Oh, they're still working on it? Yeah, I know it's probably hot in there, and I just want to thank you so much for just coming on and telling your story, answering the questions, and being there for me. I really, really appreciate it, Tim. I really do.
You're welcome.
And I love you very, 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 very much.
Oh, I love you too.
Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, once again, this is my online business partner, Mr. Timothy L. Drobnick Sr. So thank you so much for coming, Tim, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting Tim. He is a great, great, great friend of mine. We met each other back in 2011. If you'd have asked me back then if I think that I would have known Tim like I know him today, and be associated with him, and have him be not only just my friend but my mentor as well. And I would have said no. Like I said, most of the time you guys see this confidence, this high self-esteem and everything. It I had that before I met Tim, but not as much as I have it today, because that day when he called me on the phone and told me that the leagues was not going to bite me through the phone, they can't say nothing but no. Why don't I call people? And once I did that, and I got my first $700 or $800 sales for that whole day, baby, Geo was on the money and still on the money. And this is why I tell you guys that you have to be consistent and persistent. And if fear is in the way, you have to have an accountability a partner to help you get past that fear. And you must have some power greater than yourself, whom I choose to call Jesus Christ, to put in the front of you, because then you know that you can tell that fear to go sit down somewhere so that you can get what it is that you're after. You can get your dream. You can work for yourself. You can do anything you want to do. All you have to do is put your mind to it. Find you some people, like he said, you got to have people to help you. You cannot do this thing all by yourself. You got to have surrounding people around you that is for you and that will support you and that know more than you. Okay? You just can't be the whole look at me, look at me. No. You have to, well, okay, what you say now? What did you say? And then you put it all together and then you go do it. But the main thing that you need to do is give those people credit. Like when I talk about Tim, I give him credit that he helped me be the person I am today. And God put him in my life to do that. And it was up to me to take what he told me to do, Tim told me to do, and go for it. So people are put into your life for you to make it. You just got to sit down and realize, who are these people? Who is really for me? Turn your will and your life over to a power greater than yourself. And when I did that back long before I met Tim, that's when I was open to receive the gifts that God had for me. And I am so glad one of them was Mr. Timothy L. Drobnick Sr., because he has been such a great guy, just such a blessing in my life. So with that said, guys, if there's any other questions or anything for me, I got like 4 more minutes. No, 4 and 6 is 10. Yeah, that's where Tim come in handy, because he could do numbers like this, and I be still trying to count. But anyway, yeah. So over 50 and fabulous. Yeah, hey there. Thank you so much for coming, over 50 and fabulous. But I do want to talk about, for those that have not seen, I have 3 monetized channels. They are Boss Life Online, Team Build with Geo, and Advertising Junction. On Team Build with Geo, we just celebrated 2 years on YouTube. We did a musical anniversary video. Please, guys, if you have not seen that video, go over to Team Build with Geo and look at that video and learn about Team Build with Geo and what we do over there. We play playlists over there. We come together 2 days a week and we ask each other, can I be your playlist buddy? Okay? We have rules and regulations over there. That is why we are very successful. Okay? The leader of that team is myself. Okay? And then my team over there is just so knowledgeable about so many things at YouTube. Okay, it is a channel member team. That means that you have to come in as a channel member, and the first level is only $1.99, and you can still get up to 20 playlist partners with that. Okay. On Advertising Junction, I am just so happy. Now that channel, just like Tim said, I had to do wishy-washy on it. I didn't know what I wanted that channel to be. I didn't know this, I didn't know that. I just kept trying different things on that channel. And now I finally said, okay, I'm going to make it a recipe channel, which I'm kind of glad I did, because now one of my shorts over there has over 4,000 views on it, and the other one is just now beginning to take off. So I'm glad about that. If you guys have not heard about the short money, start making some shorts, but make them original and on your phone. Okay, 15 seconds is what seems to be going really good. Okay, YouTube is paying big money now. So make your shorts. Okay, so let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, living your best life. Thank you for being here. Tio, can you tell us how we get started as a home-based business? Well, I can tell you how I got started and as doing home-based business. This was way back in the day, and when I just had mentors, when you actually had to have parties at your house and all of this kind of stuff, and then you would just invite your family. That's what I did. Okay, but nowadays, to start a home-based business, you have to choose a business that you want to do. You have to choose a business that you know that you're going to buy the products, and that you like the products and the products work for you. Okay, don't go choose a business you don't even like the product, because when you get ready to testify about the product, ain't nobody gonna believe you, because you won't sound believable. When I talk about this CBD, now I like CBD. When I talk about CBD, hey, you gonna believe me, because baby, this without this here, I'll be all over the place, because I have anxiety about certain little bitty things. Okay, and this keeps me calm. Okay, and I've been taking this since 2018. And when it started working for me, that's when I knew that was the business for me. Okay, and also, if you're going, and then you have to check out their comp plan. How are they going to pay you? Okay, what do you need to get paid? Can you get paid through PayPal? Can you get paid to your checking account? Do they want you to get a debit card or some kind of card that they have, so that you can download your money to? That's very, very important when you're checking out a home-based business. Number one is, do they have a fee? Okay, and can you afford the fee? Because most of the time, their fees are monthly. Okay, can you afford it? Do you like the product? What is their comp plan? How you gonna get paid? Do they pay monthly? Do they pay weekly? You need to figure out all of this stuff. And then once you say, well, okay, I can do this, then you need to ask yourself, how am I going to promote it? Am I going to promote it in Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? You know, what other avenues can I promote? Now, the other thing that I would say is, who is your sponsor? Okay, if you got a sponsor that don't want to take no calls, that don't want to help you and all of this stuff, what are they going to do for you? Okay, so if you don't see a phone number and you can't call that person or talk to that person, I say find somebody else to sign under, especially if you new and you don't know what to do. Okay, this is why I tell people with my home business that you can always call me, that I will show you the ropes. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am not going to do the work for you. That is not my job. My job is to show you the way, you know, and you have to already want to do it yourself. You have to help yourself, you know. So don't be expecting a sponsor to just take your hand and lead you all the way. No, we're going to tell you what to do. We're going to show you what to do. We're going to answer the phone when you call me, you know, but I can't do it for you. Okay, just like on YouTube with the business, my business, number one business is CTFO. Okay, I make videos about CTFO. I come online, I talk about CTFO. I have CTFO link on my about page, in my links. I have it in my description. That's all you have to do. If you're going to be on my team and you want to work it on YouTube, okay? I will give you my phone number. You can call me and we can discuss a game plan and what you know and what you don't know, but you have to do it. You have to do what I said. You have to, because it's a duplication thing. You have to duplicate me. Okay? Now, of course, you can't be like me. You can't talk like me. You have to be yourself. And if you put your links in your description box, but you never tell nobody, I have this brand new home business. It's a great business. I've tried the products. I've used them. This is what it's done for me. And the links are down below, guys. I mean, that's easy to say, you know. And then you put the link in the chat. That's how I've gotten a lot of motivation. I mean, a lot of uh, people to join me just by saying just that, and then putting the link in the chat. That's it, and in the description box, because you have a lot of visitors that come and look at your videos that they'll probably never leave a comment. They may look at your video and leave a like, and that's it. But that don't mean they're not checking out your description box, because I've had like 6 or 7 people to join me and I send them a welcome letter. And my main question to them is, where did you see my link? YouTube. I'd be like, what? I don't even know these people, but they got me from YouTube. Hey, Angela. And that is because I keep my links in the description box. I tell people I have a business. You know what I'm saying? If you're on my team, if you're on my team and you're not doing that, then you're not gonna get nobody on your team. Then you're not gonna make any money. So when you're looking at a home business, make sure that it's something you want to do. Look at their comp plan, find out how you're gonna get paid, see if you got the proper way to get paid, and make sure that you try the product. If it works for you, make sure that you tell people, and you have to talk about you have a home business every time you do a live, either at the beginning, which I try to do it at the beginning and at the end. And then you keep your links in your description box. Okay? That is how you choose a home business. You have to try the product to make sure it works for you. You know, people can see, because people are going to ask you, do you use the product? Do you make money? Yes, I make money. Sure do. And if it hadn't been for this darn COVID, I would have been making it. My whole team would have been making at least $50K a month. So I would have been in the big time money. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop there just because COVID came and knocked everybody's job out the box, because now I'm beginning to come back and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And that is because I keep talking about my business and I keep advertising and I keep my links in the description box below. So I hope that answered our questions. But you must be consistent and persistent. If you're not you're on my team and you ain't talking about the business, just a minute and telling people where they can finding your link in your description box, then people ain't gonna know you got it. Okay. All right. Okay. I will call you. Many questions I have. Yes. That's what I'm saying. All you have to do is call me. Most people already have my number and in the business with me, but if you don't talk about it or put your link out there, ain't nobody don't know. It's free to join. CTFO is free to join. That stands for Changing the Future Outcome. The product is CBD. They pay you every Wednesday straight to your bank account. And I think they you can get paid to like a debit card too. Okay, so you have nothing to lose. And now they have come up with a brand new capture page where people put in their information, their name, and an email. And now they're sending out, I think, 7 autoresponder letters for you to those prospects. I didn't had like a lots of people fill out that information, and then them same people that didn't join that day, 3 days later, they joined my team. Okay. So I'm telling y'all, CTFO is a good home business. So my links are below. Just look at it, see if it's something you want to do, because like I always say, everything is not for everybody. You may not want to do no CBD products. You might want to do something else. Well, whatever it is, find out what it is and just do it and don't give up. Okay, I think we've done my hour for today. I am so happy that you guys all showed up. Let's talk about it with Anita. Thank you for coming. Angela, thank you for coming. Living your best life. Rochelle, LSP Production, thank you. Beverly Black, thank you so much for coming. Charlene, Miss Nita Boo, thank you for coming. Panama City, Be Amazing Sylvia, everybody who came and supported my business partner, Timothy L. Drobnick Sr. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed him. I always enjoy talking to Tim, and we talk about every 2 weeks. And every time I talk to him, it's always something new we both learn because we collaborate all the time when we brainstorm a lot. So thank you guys for being here, and I am going to close it out and make it a great day, everybody. And like I always say, Boss Life Online is about income, blogs, and motivation. My channel may not be for everybody, but it is for somebody. Bye bye, everybody.